time now that we have to put a stop to this incredible, incredible injustice. And like Mrs. Sharpton was saying, people from James Brown to Sammy Davis Jr., some of the real pioneers that that inspired me to be the entertainer that I am. These artists are always on tour because if they stopped touring, they would totally go broken. And it's been, the record companies really, really do conspire against their artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists.
Unfortunately, all of us were signed to these really restrictive agreements where you can't get out of them until you deliver X amount of product. And that product would actually belong to the corporation that you're recording for. Now, the reason why it became such a big deal back then is ever since my third album, I wasn't really taking large advances from the recording companies. I was recording the albums myself in my own studio. So the way I looked at it, I owned the work because I paid for it. And I did all the work, I created it, so I felt like it should belong to me. That said, the companies felt otherwise, and they would always hold this contract up and say, well, you signed it. And I say, well, I understand that. It's not like I want to leave. I just want to, you know, talk about this thing and see if we can't make it more fair. Of course, they wouldn't change, because if they changed, they wouldn't really exist.
We make the least amount of money.
How much do you see of the, this says $30 you charge for one ticket, but let's say $17 or $18 you charge for one ticket.
John?
We don't even know.
John? 25%? Is that after your cost? And then cool.
So say if it's $20, we see $5 in the $20.
And that's, you know, then you have to pay for the cost of touring with that. I guess. Interesting. Okay, that's that.
No, we make that $5. That's in our pocket clear, right? No?
Yeah, 25%. You work on about 25% net.
Oh, net. Oh, okay.
Then you have to split it 3 ways.
Right, $1.75 a piece for every show. For every person.
The music industry is set up for you to have just enough money to afford a car, pay for your kids, a house, and be on tour for the rest of your life till you die. It ain't set up for you to literally go buy an island like Phil Knight. It ain't set up for the artist to win. It's like boxing. You know, more people end up retarded than rich.
This is almost kind of like some weird Taylor Swift shit. But it's not gonna work, fellas. Sony Records, it's not gonna fucking work. All right, you're not gonna touch me with a fucking 10-foot pole. All right, this is exactly why Michael Jackson told me not to sign with you. 2, I'm gonna sue you guys. I'm gonna sue Steve Zapp. Steve Zapp, you can be prepared for a lawsuit. Okay. Sony Records, you can be ready for a lawsuit. They retitled my name in my BMI and ASCAP as Lindgren, Michelle Lindgren, Aaron Carter, so that they own my name and my rights. All right, that's how the game works now. It's a very, very, very fucked up situation, and I just want to let everybody know that I will be taking action. You will see results, because anytime anybody throws anything at me, I give them results, and I'm not scared of no fucking man. I'm not scared of you, Steve Zapp. You don't scare me.
Harley passing, they follow me to the fucking hotel. Then they kill Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't clear the Backstreet Boys sample. You get what I'm saying? Harley passing that pusher, your trainer.
The industry, if you ain't got a strong mind, the industry will break you down. It's a matter of time. The industry, vultures with nothing to feast on. See me? I'm getting my beast on. The industry, stay in the dirt, play in the dirt, test the wrong one in the industry, and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the fuck I want, because nobody can finish me. The industry, wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls in the way they survive. The industry don't give a fuck about you, but the industry couldn't make a dime without you.
Do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. Right. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. Right. I wouldn't say things that I knew, you know what I mean? I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. Because you see what I said in the Vibe article, I basically bowed out and was gonna go ahead about my life.
Cause some came in the mail today.
Or did?
These nuts. Daddy. Oh! Whoa!
Sub Sobers. Prince. Michael Jackson. Kurt Cobain. Tupac Shakur. Mac Miller. Liam Payne. Aaron Carter. Cassie Ventura. What do all these people have in common? They spoke out against the record industry, or specifically Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Brother Love Combs. So when it comes to Justin Bieber, he claims that nothing bad ever happened in relation to Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Brother Love Combs or the music industry in general. It is kind of hard to believe considering all of the things that have come out in relation to Justin Bieber and what might have happened to him. But the question I have is if he's seen all of these previous people speak up and say something about what they experienced and what happened to them in the music industry, then what motivation does he really have to speak up? And after experiencing the Cassie Ventura, Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Brother Love Combs trial and seeing exactly what happened with Cassie having to go on the stand and kind of be humiliated like that in front of the entire world, and then seeing how there's been really no justice for any of the victims, to be honest, it really doesn't give Justin any motivation to want to come forward and say, yes, this happened to me. In fact, quite the opposite. If he wants to maintain his career, make a comeback, headline Coachella, then he probably would do better to just stay quiet and try and move on and just be happy with the fact that Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Brother Love Combs is at least in prison for a little while. So today I really wanted to focus in on what may or may not have happened to Justin Bieber. Ultimately, we're just trying to answer one simple question. Did he do it?
Let's go.
All right, okay. Welcome back to Sobering Stories with me, DJ Bieber Fever. Here's a little fun story, fun fact for you guys. My DJ name, DJ Petrovsky, came from an old nickname that I got from a friend who's actually in my Chris Hansen video from when I was in high school. I started going by Petrovsky Fever. That was my original DJ name. Very similar to Bieber Fever, just not on as massive nationwide, worldwide scale. So 2 weeks ago in my Janet Ossabard video, we featured an amazing sober supporter of the channel, role model named Derek Sherwood. He gave us his story about how things kind of went south in his addiction and then how he was able to pull himself back up from there. And not only did he pull himself back up, but Derek is an amazing author. He's actually got 3 books. He sent all 3 of them to me as a thank you for shouting him out. And I just wanted to send you a thank you, Derek, for the books, because seriously, that was above and beyond. I really appreciate it. I'm really stoked to start off with the one we kind of mentioned more last week, this one here about the Penn State murder of Betsy Ardsma, and kind of a wild story. She was killed in the library, single stab wound to the heart, and it was never solved. Still a cold case. So if you guys are interested in true crime, you want to check out some amazing true crime books, he's got 3 of them up on Amazon right now. Search for Derek J. Sherwood, and you'll pop up 3 books that he's written, and he said he's got a 4th one on the way. So definitely show Derek some love, and Derek just wanted to send you some love and say thank you again for the books and for sharing your story. I fully planned on sharing another story, but I got kind of, hung up, side quested this week because my ex account got deleted for no reason. Well, I think no reason. Their reason is that I was spreading misinformation using AI generated images. Now, the irony is the images that I created were entirely not AI. They were actually just the actual NASA space photos. And then I just replaced the moon with a tortilla. And I did that in Canva. So there was no AI involved unless NASA used AI. So spreading misinformation on X with no warning, no violations of any kind prior, my account just got removed. So I was trying to get it back, and apparently I can't, which is kind of crazy to me. But whatever. So I started a new X account. Follow me on X at DJ Petrovsky 12. And then if you guys listen to podcasts on Spotify, if you have a Spotify account, just generally, go follow me over there. It helps me a lot. I just got monetized on that platform, so I'm trying to diversify my income streams. Please follow me on Instagram at DJ Petrovsky. Follow me on pretty much every social except for TikTok because, well, I got banned and removed for like the 4th time on there. So I'm just finally giving up on TikTok. But go follow my other socials. And if you guys want uncensored early access to my videos, I always upload them first for my members and my patrons. You'll definitely want to become a member or become a patron. And of course, the love and support to all my members and patrons is greatly appreciated. You guys carry me, and I am just so grateful for that. Thank you so much. And the last kind of business item I've got is I'm going to try and upload weekly polls on who I should cover next. And I'll usually throw out a few options of something that I'm thinking about or that Kim's brought up or just something that's kind of trending online. And then I'll always include an other section. And so if you guys are interested in a specific topic that you want covered, then drop it in the comments there or feel free to vote in the poll every week. But that'll be a good way for you guys to be able to dictate who we cover every week because, well, you guys are my boss. So I want to make sure that you're happy. When it comes to Justin Bieber, very much like Aaron Carter, I didn't ever listen to these guys. I wasn't really into their music. I faded out of the boy band pop music era very shortly before that. So Bieber fever never affected me, never really listened to Justin Bieber. It's only recently when I was working at Enterprise, I'd hear his songs on the radio a lot. And I'd say there's maybe one album of his that I actually can appreciate, and that's Changes. I shouldn't say can appreciate. I like the Changes album, but I don't really like his other albums. Not really a big fan of Justin Bieber. But I can tell you right now, I have mad respect and appreciation for his raw musical talent. He's just amazingly gifted and has the voice of an angel, let's be honest. In fact, diving into Justin's story, I realized that the one celebrity that he most closely aligns with and is most similar to is Michael Jackson. Not necessarily in their music style or, I don't know, anything in particular related to their music, but just in their trajectory as a star. Justin was born on March 1st, 1994 in Stratford, Ontario. His parents, who were never married, Jeremy Bieber and Patty Millett, they ended up having Justin at a time period when his dad ended up going to jail, and his dad would be in and out of jail for pretty much his entire childhood. So he became really, really close with his mom. Growing up, he fell in love with music because just like Michael Jackson, he was heavily involved with the church and he was constantly around gospel singers and gospel music. And as he got involved with singing at the church, he slowly developed this intense love for music. And not only did he have an intense love for music, but he just had that ear. You know, when people can just listen to a note and then play it, or listen to a riff and just play it? That's not me. That's definitely Justin. In fact, there's this cute / amazing video of him drumming on a chair at the age of 5 years old with amazing rhythm, timing, and just like understanding of music.
My name is Justin. This is how I drum.
You want to be a drummer when you grow up?
I can do it faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
Justin does have half siblings on his dad's side, but his mom never had any other kids. So Justin was an only child up until the age of 9. And his mom was doing the single mom life, but she set him up for success in every way she possibly could. She got him a little drum kit to foster his love in music. She got him started on a hockey team because he's Canadian, so that's what you do. Something that he still does to this day, actually. She set him up with the ability to just play all these different instruments, and he is self-taught on not only the piano, the drums.
Yo, Jason, this a little something, something.
guitar, but also the trumpet and singing for that matter. His mom also got him this djembe drum. It's kind of like a bongo drum. And he had a guitar. And he would take those two items. He would go sit himself on a street corner and he would busk. If you don't know what busking is, it's just like playing music on the street corner for money. He was so good and he drew such a crowd on the streets that not only did his mom realize he was destined to be a musician, but he made $3,000 busking. And it was so much that they actually took their first family vacation to Disney World on his busking money. It's awesome. As he continued to get better and continued performing on the streets, he eventually started entering into different competitions so that he could, I don't know, get himself known, start putting his skills to the test and show people how good of a singer and musician he really was. And one of those competitions that he actually entered was called Stratford Idol. It was basically American Idol for the local Stratford area. And even though he didn't win that competition, he took second. He was able to take tons of different videos showing him performing. And he decided that he really wanted his family to see his performance and his auditions and the things he was doing. So he asked his mom if he could upload all of these videos he was taking at this competition and other competitions and talent shows and upload them to YouTube so that his family could watch his competitions and his performances.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it.
Little did he know that this YouTube channel was going to become a legendary start for his career. And not only a legendary start for his career, but he was essentially writing the new blueprint for how artists get discovered. They get discovered on SoundCloud, on YouTube, on all these apps online, and they build this massive following of people online before being discovered by the mainstream music industry, and that skyrockets them to fame. I'm pretty sure the same thing happened with The Weeknd. Justin's YouTube channel was blowing up, and his mom was taking full control over it and managing it for him, responding to comments, responding to everybody that reached out. And then things started to get to the point where it was getting so big, record labels and people in the music industry were starting to reach out to her. But she was always real weary of getting him involved in the mainstream music industry like that, especially as young as he was. So she was trying really hard to avoid responding to anybody. And then she got to the point where she just didn't respond at all to anybody on there because she was really freaked out that they might sucker him into some deal or maybe get his hopes up about becoming a musician and then it wouldn't work out, or I don't know, just very relevant fears for her to have, especially knowing what we know now. In 2008, a young up and coming music manager, brand new to the industry, he's a former party promoter, but he's looking to expand this new business called SB Projects. This guy's name is Scooter Braun, and he's surfing YouTube looking for some artist, we're not really sure who, and he accidentally clicks on this random YouTube video. Just happens to be one of Justin's videos.
Change my answering machine. Now that I'm alone, 'cause right now it says that we can't come to the phone. And I know it makes no sense, 'cause you walked out the door. It's the only way I hear your voice anymore.
He instantly falls in love with this kid. He was looking for a young male up-and-coming voice that really reminded him and had the same qualities as Michael Jackson. And as soon as he saw that video, he knew that this was the kid. He reaches out to Patty through this YouTube channel, and she doesn't respond because she's not responding to anybody. So he reaches out again, no response. But he's got to sign this kid. He has to sign this kid. So he starts creepily looking for different landmarks in all the videos. He figures out what city it's in. He goes to that city, starts talking to local contacts and people who were in these videos or might have known Justin, and eventually tracks them down.
Next thing you know, you have a manager? How did that happen?
He messaged me on my YouTube, and my mom kind of ignored it. After that, he looked in the background of my videos and seen that, like, where I lived and stuff. Yeah. And kind of tracked me down. Yeah. And it was kind of creepy, actually. Yeah, and then my mom finally just wanted to get rid of him, so she called him back from an unknown number. Yeah. Well, he told my mom a lot of, like, stuff about him and told him to check him out on Google and stuff.
Yeah. He makes them this offer to just come check out the music world, come meet some people, come just come hang out with us for a couple days and see if it's something that you like or want to do or feel comfortable with. If it's a good fit, then we can move forward. I guess Patty just really, really appreciated and loved the energy from Scooter. She loved the things that he had to say. She loved that he brought him out to just kind of check things out before making a final decision. So she decided, okay, I'm going to sign up Justin for this, and this is what he wants. He was super stoked about the opportunity. Let's do this. So Scooter Braun, his very first client, Justin Bieber. Obviously, Scooter had some connections, or he wouldn't think that he'd be successful in this world, but he knew Ludacris. So he introduced Justin Bieber to Ludacris, who then connected Bieber with Usher. Usher was on Def Jam Records at the time, and Usher was thoroughly impressed. So he's like, yo, we got to get this kid for sure. So they started working out a possible deal with him so that he could join Def Jam Records. But simultaneously, there was another record label, Jive Records, that was looking to sign him as well. And Justin Timberlake kind of went out to meet Justin, and they were talking business. And ultimately, Jive Records offered a much better deal to Justin, but because of the fact that Justin Timberlake was already on the label, they thought it might be too confusing to have two Justins. So they eventually pulled the deal. That ended up being okay because Justin Bieber decided that he really liked what Usher had to say and the things that they had to offer. So he decided to sign with Def Jam Records, and they got to work right away. In that same year, Justin came out with 4 singles, all of which were amazingly popular. And not only did he gain new fans from this newfound exposure, but he brought with him all of his YouTube fans that he had developed over the years with his YouTube channel. His 4 singles were One Time, One Less Lonely Girl, Love Me, and Favorite Girl. This is all before he even came out with a single album. But in 2010, he released his debut studio album called My World 2.0, featuring probably his best known song, I would say, Baby. The album would eventually go 3 times platinum, which means it sold 3 million copies plus. But initially, it performed extremely well right out the gates, selling 500,000 copies right away, debuting at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. With this massive success, Justin Bieber was probably one of the hottest artists on the market at that time. But Usher was like, yo, we need to get you some experience. We need to get you a mentor, teach you the ins and outs of the music industry, teach you how to make deals, how to, keep climbing up in the world of music. Who better to teach you how to make deals and the things you might have to do in order to keep moving up in the industry than Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love Combs. This is when the notorious 48 Hours with Diddy happens.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, come get the front shot.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
All right, 16.
You're not ready.
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down. Okay.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. Get the mansion.
Okay, I get the mansion. Yeah. So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
For someone who was so weary of the music industry initially, for his mom to sign over custody for 48 hours to Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Brother Love Combs seems crazy. Of course, we have to consider the fact that she didn't know then what I'm sure she knows now, so that might have influenced her decision, but still pretty crazy. This is one of the main reasons why people speculate that Trevor Moore's song, Help Me, is definitely about Justin Bieber. Not only is it weird for a grown-ass man to be flexing his lifestyle and his wealth on a 15-year-old boy, it's really weird watching these videos knowing that there's probably weird, dark stuff that's going to happen. But then there's future clips that come out where Justin Bieber and Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Brother Love Combs are on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Justin just happens to let it slip that Puffy let him drive around his Lamborghini for the 48 hours. And that's when Puffy comes back and says,
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Everything ain't for everybody.
So it makes you feel even more strange because the things that they're doing are supposed to be secret. And obviously, he says, you know better than to tell people about it, which means that he's told him to keep it a secret. You don't tell anybody about what we're doing here. If he's showing him the way to move up in the music industry, what is going on behind closed doors? 2010 was a big year for Justin because not only did he spend 48 hours with Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Brother Love Combs, but he also did his international My World 2.0 tour, and it's the same year that one of the most iconic and legendary Hollywood romances began between him and Selena Gomez. The two of them had met at the Kids' Choice Awards in 2009.
It feels great. You know, I love all my fans. They've been incredible. Last year, the Kids' Choice Awards was my first award show ever going to, and it's been amazing.
When I was up there, I was shaking, and I didn't expect it to be that way. I'm still shaking right now, actually. It was amazing. The fans were so sweet, and it's just such an incredible honor.
Things must have been great right from the start because they started talking, and then in 2010, things were official. They were officially dating. And this would start an 8-year on again, off again, really intense, really public relationship. And there's a lot of things that could be said about Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. But the most interesting thing about their relationship, in my opinion, was actually something that Kim had sent me. And it's about this alleged baby that her and Justin had somewhere around 2013, 2014. And the theory is that they were focused on their careers, couldn't keep this baby for one reason or another, possibly occult reasons. So in order to keep this baby safe, they gave this baby over to Kourtney Kardashian. She just took on this baby from Justin and Selena and is raising it as her own to protect this baby from the occult. Or it's just Justin and Kourtney's baby because, well, they had a fling as well. And seriously, it does resemble Justin and Selena a lot.
He knocked up Kourtney Kardashian, and Kourtney's third kid is actually Justin's kid.
No way.
Yeah, there's 3 evidences, right?
Yeah.
One of them is during 2014, Kourtney and Justin were like dealing with each other, right? And during 2014, I don't know if you know, but Scott and Kourtney, who were dating at the time, were like going through like a rough patch, and they broke up.
Yeah.
And Scott went to rehab in 2014. So Scott was out of the picture for mad time, but Justin was there. And then Ellen was even hinting, oh, was Justin Bieber part of the process of the baby making?
Justin Bieber help with the kids at all, or?
No.
That's the rumor. I know you're friends.
Yes.
Why are you smiling that way?
She's blushing. And if you look at Justin Bieber as a kid and Rain as a kid, they look exactly the same.
Because that's supposed to be Scott Disick's son.
Yeah, Scott's Disick's son. But it doesn't look like Scott, and Scott even notices.
Interesting.
Then there is also the fact that Rain was the kid Scott never really wanted. And when he even found out Kourtney was pregnant, there was not a single drop of joy oozing from him. He was just not happy with the news.
I just wanted to tell you that I am pregnant.
All right, I thought you...
Scott might have acted that way because he knew he and Kourtney were not in a good place in their relationship to have more children, and he hadn't exactly been around that much for them to meet up and make a baby. Then whose baby is it? Scott was probably doing some math then and would later ask Kourtney for a DNA test, which she refused. Surprisingly, she had one when she had her first child with Scott. And now that she is refusing to do it again for Rain, everyone is super suspicious of Kourtney and Justin. Again, the timing is really what gives this away. Rain was born on December 14th. He was conceived 9 months prior, which tells us Kourtney took in around March. March was a difficult month for their relationship. Scott was battling depression and seeing other women, so he barely had any time to really get down with Kourtney. It was also the period she and Justin were hanging out a lot. Even Ellen knew there was more between them. And even if timing lies, looks don't, because Rain is the spitting image of Justin Bieber and looks nothing like Scott.
The strongest piece of evidence is how shockingly similar Rain and Justin look. Before I even knew this theory, anytime I would see Rain, I would think, he looks like Justin Bieber. If he grows out his hair into the Bieber swoop and starts singing Baby and sounds just like Justin, I'm calling Maury. It's actually so fucked up because any video online of Rain gets flooded with comments about, he looks like Justin, Rain, Bieber.
But if you look at Mason and Penelope, you would see that Scott genes are firm with them. So why is Rain different? What is Kourtney not telling us? And can Justin really be okay with another man fathering his child?
My teacher said I gotta do all this stuff again. I gotta do it by myself. Teacher said I gotta do it. Up out of every heart. If you wouldn't have an heart, you wouldn't be love, and you just would just only be dumb to not have any heart kicks. So God.
Does pizza cost?
39 bucks.
39 bucks?
I couldn't make it. Well, we did make heart, and it beats every day for sleeping, and then you could turn nicer and nicer.
How much does a house cost?
59 bucks.
Yeah. How much do you think a toothbrush costs?
$2. No. It's just my apple's out. I don't know what I did. Joe.
Joe who?
Joe Mama.
Now, my theory, especially with Selena Gomez's feature in the Epstein files with the die-sided about Selena Gomez and everybody saying that she looks way different and is acting way different, and Justin Bieber's song Ghost, where he says that she's crossing a bridge that he can't follow. I know you crossed a bridge that I can't follow. So it's led a lot of people to think that maybe she gave herself over and sacrificed herself instead of her baby that she had with Justin. I really don't know. It's a pretty wild theory, but it has some pretty interesting points. I'll say that. It also directly correlates with this time period where Justin starts slowly going downhill. He says that he starts experimenting with the devil's lettuce. That slowly leads into other substances, as we all know, sipping lean, boomers, coffee table powders, little party pills. all of the things. This is kind of the same point when people start noticing Justin going off the rails, seemingly out of character for sure. Now, he says that it was just the fame and the pressure of the music industry, the constant isolation and loneliness that really drove him to these substances. And we hear that story time and time again here on this channel. So it's very likely that's true. But it also correlates with the time period when they say this baby was born and given up, which could have also left very lasting traumas on Justin, as well as any of the other traumas that he might have experienced from being in the music industry, being involved with Diddy, possibly being pimped out and passed around through Diddy. There's a lot of things that could have contributed to this downward spiral. This era, we'll call it the dark ages, was particularly rough for Justin. You can really see him going off the rails. He's having problems with Selena. He's getting into trouble, getting arrested. There's tons and tons of videos of him partying, looking like he's pretty messed up, and just the notorious meltdowns that were happening. It's all leading people to think that something is up with Justin. Had a lot of people worried there for a minute. Because Justin was struggling so intensely, his mom felt like he needed some external help to come in. And she'd been listening to this pastor, his name's Judah Smith, for a really long time. And she felt like he could possibly help Justin get through this dark period. So she called him up and introduced him to Justin. And honestly, from that point forward, the two of them have been extremely, extremely close. He even officiated him and Hailey Bieber's wedding recently. So the guy is definitely close with Justin. Judah Smith is a pretty interesting pastor. He was a youth minister for a little while, but when his dad passed away, he took over the lead pastor role at City Church. Eventually, City Church would partner with this Hillsong Church, kind of like a bigger parent church to help them grow, which they did. They grew to be really huge over the course of like 10 to 12 years. And this Hillsong Church is notorious for the accusations of SA from multiple different members of the church, including Brian Houston, the founder and owner, CEO, whatever, of the church. So this partnership that they had with Hillsong kind of left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, so they of course started to distance themselves from Hillsong Church. This new church called Church Home, because they wanted it to be like an app home church experience, Judah Smith and his wife are running this new church. They distanced themselves from Hillsong, but there's still allegations that Judah might have had something to do with SA. And there's also allegations that this new church home is very cult-like. The people that work at the church have to donate 10% of their earnings back to the church. There's tons and tons of famous and celebrity members of this church. A lot of people report that it has very culty vibes. Justin Bieber is notoriously very Christian. It starts to feel a little weird when you realize how culty this Christianity sector that he follows is. It felt to me like, yes, he could have been there just to help out with this dark period, but it also felt very, very handlery to me. He's messing up. He's starting to go off the rails. We need to get control of this kid again. So we're sending in the big guns.
Harley Pasternak Pusher, your trainer.
And to be fair, Justin did get arrested for egging his neighbor's house.
Claims he saw Bieber throwing the eggs at his front door and says Bieber actually started to throw the eggs up at him.
I see you. Hey, you asshole. I got another one for you, actually.
Call the cops.
Oh my God.
And for drag racing while under the influence.
We now have new video that shows Justin Bieber's yellow Lamborghini. You see at the top of your screen, they're racing down the street with police right behind him. Let's take a look at this video. It was obtained by our affiliate WFOR from a homeowner's surveillance video. So while it doesn't look like they're going too fast, we don't know what happened to this particular video, what is going on there. But clearly you see the yellow Lamborghini out front, and then you see a red Ferrari behind it, and then police cars after that.
I smell alcohol in your breath. How much you got to drink tonight? I haven't had anything to drink tonight. No? Can you put your hands on the back of your car, please, sir? What did I do wrong? Can you tell me what I... Turn around and put your hands on the back of the car. Can you step apart for me, please? And nothing sharp in your pockets? Any needles that's going to poke me or stick me? I'm going to have to give you a quick pat down, okay? Keep moving, please. Now wait here, okay? And keep your hands on the back of your car. Don't move. Hands on the back of your car. What are these bottles laying on your floorboard? What the fuck are you talking about? Sir, keep your hand on the car. What's your problem? Back of the car, now. So please put your hands behind your back. Fuck you. Hands behind your back, now, don't move. Are you kidding me? Face the car and keep your hands behind your back. This is fucking ridiculous. You're not under arrest, but I can't have you waving your arms around like that. It's for your safety and mine. Now stay here. Fucking damn it! So stupid. You have bottles all over the floorboard. These are open containers of alcohol. And what are all these pill bottles all over the place? Looks like we got some Xanax, some Midol. They're for my headaches. For your headaches? There's pills all over the place in here. You're telling me all of these are prescription? And what about these open containers? Yeah? You're aware that having open containers in your car is illegal, right? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to place one to arrest my guess. Come on. Back to the car we go. Why the fuck are you arresting me? Come on, please don't make this difficult. God damn it, are you serious right now?
He was also having these intense meltdowns.
I just need you guys to get warmed up so I can get, hey, no, what are you doing? Yo, what are you doing? Stop it. Come on, I said stop it. Yo, what are you doing? Come on. Guys, yo, listen to me. Are you listening? Okay, I'm trying to wipe the floor. Give me a second, yo. Guys, never mind, I'm done. I'm not doing the show. I'm not doing the show.
Tonight?
Then we've got another instance where he's just screaming at paparazzi, which totally makes sense. I mean, the paparazzi has to be the most annoying part of being famous.
Who's out of his fucking way? You gotta move out the way. Fucking little cock. Fuck off back to America. Fucking little moron.
What the fuck you say?
You heard what I said, man?
What'd you say?
You heard what I fucking said, mate? Lose your fucking belt. Lose your fucking belt. Lose your fucking belt. I'm back, you prick. I'm back, you prick. Back. Right? That's all I'm fucking little cock. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
And I also found this video of him getting really annoyed and pissed at his fans who are just trying to get like a picture and say hi while he's waiting for his girlfriend at the airport.
Do I not have any right to it as a human being?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we wait all day. You can also
Why do you have to be so impatient?
I'm sorry, we're waiting. We just said we're waiting.
Okay, I've been here waiting for my girlfriend. Is that
I'm sorry, we're waiting. I'm so sorry.
Can you stop with the camera, please? There's nothing very respectful.
I'm sorry.
I feel very disrespected with how you guys.
Where's Ice? Ice, leave him alone, okay?
You guys say you're really my fans, and why are you doing this?
So, I mean, I definitely can understand where he's coming from, but instead of seeing these as red flags and warning signs that something deeper might be going on and maybe Justin needs help or is crying out for help, people saw it as just some reason to call him crazy and to make fun of him, and it just feels like Aaron Carter all over again. Despite being in the darkest period of his life, Justin released his biggest album to date, Purpose. He would embark on his Purpose World Tour. Halfway through the tour, he realized just how bad things had gotten. He realized that he needed to get help. So he canceled the second half of the tour and he went and checked himself into a rehab facility, started working on getting sober. And it's very possible that just fame and the stress of being a worldwide, world-renowned artist with so many demands on you could very much lead to these types of issues. But over the years, there's been numerous things that have come out that have hinted or led people to believe that something darker, something worse might have happened to Justin. And this could be another explanation, just adding to the reasons that led to this intense spiral out of control. First of all, it always shocks me how these young, like super young artists get immediately sexualized because they're a celebrity, they're famous. It doesn't matter how old they are. The same thing happened with Britney Spears, with Michael Jackson.
You know, it's very difficult. What's with the O's and the R's? There's a few girls over there want to take you home with them, and well, who knows?
There was tons of ladies in this audience that were super interested in Michael Jackson, who was like 8 years old or something. So weird. But the same thing happened with Justin Bieber. In 2009, he was actually doing an interview, like a phone interview, with the Mojo in the Morning show. And one of the hosts was asking him whether he's had the sex talk with his mom or not. And he's like, oh, I'd actually really rather not talk about that with my mom.
Is your mom giving you the sex talk yet? I mean, like, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother. Yeah. Like, I've kind of had it with my father.
You want to hear? Oh, really? My parents never gave me the sex talk.
Okay.
So why don't you give me the sex talk?
I feel uncomfortable right now. Oh. Why do you want to know the sex talk from a 15-year-old boy? That's pretty weird. Oh. Let's talk about the album.
It's super weird that they're even bringing this up. Like, why is that their business? Why does everybody want to know about him transforming into a man? And just these really intense, personal, private moments that are now being forced into the public. And then in 2011, Justin's making an appearance on The Talk. He's only 16 years old at this point, but Leah Remini is grilling him on these hypothetical would you rather questions. And one of these questions is, would you rather drink a cup of blended worms or perform naked on stage? His response is the best ever. He's like,
would you rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer, Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
Okay, imagine that. Imagine that wasn't a problem. Imagine there was no laws. Imagine it wasn't like weird like that.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do either. I
You
don't
have to think, Justin Bieber.
Like I
will grab your.
and she's like forcing him to choose. It's kind of scary. But yet again, he's 16. Then in 2012, at the American Music Awards, Jenny McCarthy and Justin Bieber were presenting an award, I guess as a joke, to be funny. I'm not really sure how this is funny, but Jenny decides to start trying to kiss all over Justin. She kisses all up on his neck, and then she reaches around and like grabs his butt cheek and squeezes it. To the point where he has to push her off and then says, oh my God, I feel violated. He's 18 at this point, so I guess technically legal, but that was not welcome, and no means no, Jenny. Justin was also a regular on the Ellen DeGeneres show for pretty much his entire career. He was on there from like his 15-year-old days all the way up until the end of the show. Multiple different times being on that show. It seemed like he was very much objectified. Like physically, he was put in these really compromising, uncomfortable positions where he had to talk about these leaked naked photos of him. There's instances where he's being objectified by other guests of the show, including Madonna.
Are you excited that it's Bieber week?
Oh, yeah. I like that boy.
Yeah. He's a man now. He's 21.
Okay, that is not possible.
He's
I have
handsome.
not seen that.
Oh,
That
no?
is gorgeous.
Yeah.
She also has him do all these weird little pranks, and though I will admit most of them are pretty funny, they just mess with the people that are coming in as the audience of the show. But there's one in particular that was kind of strange, and some of the video footage that they show of Ellen with Justin is really weird and off-putting, but they're basically just scaring people as they come into the bathroom. It's called the bathroom prank. Probably one of the most powerful instances that make us think that something did happen to Justin is when Ellen is asking him about the meaning of yummy. And of course, there's tons of stuff surrounding the music video, but his response is obviously very uncomfortable. More than that, Ellen's question and phrasing and segue is very interesting to me. She's talking about Justin being a good dad, how he's really good with kids. And then she segues into, oh, and I want to know what your song Yummy is about. It's just really weird.
You're so good with kids. You love kids, and I think it's really, it's a lot to go through everything that he went through, and to land on his feet. And I'm just really proud. Here's what I want to ask. Yummy. What does that mean exactly? But what were you thinking of when you wrote that yummy?
Yeah. My sex life.
It's yummy.
Woo! Is it getting hot in here?
Yeah. Twitch is hot, I'll tell you that.
But Justin, it gets really uncomfortable, and he seems like he's being very vague about his answer. that could be because he knows that Ellen is in the know. She's part of the reason he made that music video. Then there's a video that circulated pretty heavily during the Diddy trial of Odell Beckham Jr. and Justin in this weird party environment. And the video is super grainy. You can't really tell exactly what's going on, but Justin pops up into camera frame, and it certainly looks like he was doing something dirty to Odell. That's what people speculate anyways. Or he could have been sniffing a coffee table. Not really sure. That's what I initially thought he was doing, but everybody else says that he's doing some sort of fellatio, which I felt like lent a whole lot more credibility to the theory that Justin might have been a blood boy, because there's this theory that Diddy had on staff at any given moment a blood boy that he could just source blood from at any time. He says they would go off on this yacht, so they were in international waters, you know, international law, and then they would just take a bunch of his blood.
Hold up, you were Puffy's blood boy? From 2004 to 2014. Don't think I'm stupid, but what's a blood boy? So when somebody parties too hard or isn't living right, they want a fresh blood in their system, right? I didn't drink, smoke weed, I didn't eat pork, none of that. Diddy saw me and he was like, yo, I got a job for you. He was like, I want that blood, and I was like, whoa. And he drops 10 grand on the table. 10 large. Yeah, he said, I want to find your blood right now. So that was a one-off, or you No, that was the beginning. I'm a universal donor. He thought I was special. He called me his lucky little blood boy. Every 3 months, he would fly me down to Miami, and this was the crazy part. He never actually wanted to do it on land. It wasn't legal at that time. Yeah. So we would get on a boat, and he would take us to what he would call Oconus, outside of the continental United States. Yeah. And on his yacht, we would just drain blood, and he would just drain me, dude. Look at him from 2004 to 2014 and tell me if he aged. Yeah, facts. And he's aging now that he's in prison. He's not all of a sudden Father Time caught up with him, you know what I mean? Yeah. For 9 years, the majority of Puffy was made up with my blood. With my blood.
And there's this post that Justin makes. He comments on this post anyways, in this video about Usher basically defending Diddy. And he says that Usher and Diddy nearly drained him completely dry and killed him draining his blood. So, I mean, that's kind of wild, right? Then, actually on one of my friends' channels, the Sean Atwood channel, you guys know I frequent over there, Ron and Sean were interviewing this model. Her name's Barbara Stoyanov, and she is basically telling this story about how her friend was getting a ride back to LA from Justin Bieber, who had offered this ride to him. When she showed up the next day to hop on this private jet to head back to LA with him, as she entered the private jet, she saw Justin Bieber, quote unquote, giving fellatio to a black man. And that's just a general, statement. We don't know who else was there, but that's what she says.
When he was in Canada after his show, they were planning to leave Canada to Los Angeles on a private jet, and it was taking off at 7 a.m. in the morning. So her nieces and nephews went to go see Justin Bieber perform the night before, and they got backstage, and Justin goes, hey, where are you from? They go, we're from LA. He goes, oh, are you going back? And they go, yeah, you could just jump on our jet back tomorrow morning. We're leaving at, 6, 7 a.m. So Justin goes, fine, I'll meet you there. So they go there. They're running a little bit early. They go show up early, and they get on their plane, and Justin Bieber is there sucking a black man's cock.
Allegedly.
Barbara says this is not a made up story. This is fact. My friend told me this is a fact that she saw this. And so part of me believes her because of that.
Anything else you witnessed with Bieber, or any other rumors or stories other than
That's all I know. I mean, that it's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, it's real. That's real.
And I'm sure most of you guys have seen this interview where Justin is literally explaining how the music industry was full of evil people around him that were just looking to take advantage of him. And he gets kind of emotional, and it's honestly kind of heartbreaking to watch.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard.
And a lot of people point to this performance at the Capitol FM Jingle Bells Ball where he sings the song Lonely, which the music video already kind of says the same thing and is kind of sad. But his performance of this song is like heartbreaking to watch and makes you feel so sad for him, because being famous, even though everybody knows you and loves you and wants your attention, is so isolating and lonely. And I mean, even from the second that he got famous, he was in school, but they take you out of school and they just hire a professional tutor to travel around with you and teach you stuff. So you're isolated yet again, which, if you guys think about it, if somebody is going to try and groom someone or like take someone hostage or like, you know, keep them as some sort of slave by isolating them first, that seems exactly like what's going on here. The music industry isolates these celebrities and these artists. Ultimately, that's the first step in grooming and basically controlling them. And during the Diddy trial, we had tons of people coming out that were talking about what they saw happen to Justin Bieber. I mean, Gene Deal mentioned what he saw happen to Justin. Jaguar Wright says that stuff definitely happened to Justin. Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Misa Hilton, she also mentioned seeing some stuff happen to Justin that she felt really uncomfortable and awful about. So multiple people have said that they've seen stuff happen to Justin, but all of these things are stories that are unproven. They're just rumors, essentially. But there is one instance that we have possible proof that something happened to Justin. And that is with this attorney from a civil court case that is against Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love Combs. And her name's Ariel Mitchell Kidd. She says that somebody approached her trying to sell a video. This video, she says, has a young, white, male superstar who is likely on a bigger level than even Diddy is, being blackmailed, essentially. They offered it to the person in question so that they could buy it before it was leaked. Capture and kill or something like that. I don't even know what they called it. They say that he didn't want this tape, so they're offering it to this lawyer. She, of course, doesn't want it. She basically describes Justin Bieber, and that seems to be the consensus of who she's talking about.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
the
I can't explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay. So you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video graphic in nature.
Oh my.
Probably the biggest, craziest proof that something happened to Justin is not only this weird video where Diddy and him are interacting and it seems like he ghosted Diddy and it's a really awkward moment.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
But then there's this other video where Justin, during this 48 hours with Diddy, he's videotaped. It seems like he's tripping or something, but he is kind of losing his mind, and he's definitely on something at the age of 15 after hanging out with Diddy, which widely opens the door for speculation and theories of what might have possibly happened. Possibly that video was taped at that time.
Is this real life?
Yes, this is real life.
The world is spinning. What's happened? You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. I have 3 fingers. Is this gonna last forever?
Aside from things that other people have said about Justin, Justin himself seems to be giving us all of these cryptic messages to counteract his previous statement that nothing bad happened to him. And there's many people online that think that Hailey Bieber was very conveniently timed and placed in Justin's life to be able to be a full-time handler. And there's even this, clip of him on Ellen talking about how he met Hailey and how they kind of ended up getting married. And as he's telling the story, he realizes, I think this was an arranged marriage, which would be a really good observation if it was a handler that was actually arranged to marry you.
They found out that, I think it was an arranged marriage, I'm pretty sure. I'm not... Looking back now, I'm like, it was definitely an arranged marriage. Like, they set this whole thing up. You know, they have similar values and believe the same thing. We think you guys will be good friends. It was definitely an arranged marriage now that I'm thinking about it.
So I'm not really sure, but there's also this clip of Stephen Baldwin, Haley's dad, talking about just staying low, keeping quiet, and doing his thing.
Again, God willing, it's going to be very exciting. And for me, you know, the simple, quiet Christian life now, little prayer guy, you know, keep my mouth shut, you know, have fun, make movies, enjoy.
And if you guys know anything about Stephen Baldwin and his weird cryptic posts, it could be the exact same way that Justin Bieber is trying to come out with these weird cryptic posts to expose what's going on in Hollywood. Not do it the same way that Michael Jackson, Aaron Carter, Cassie Ventura, all these other artists have done that didn't seem to work out for him. And most of you guys will already have heard about the Yummy video, especially with all the stuff blowing up about the Epstein files and all the food imagery and all the food code words and everything. It all comes back to that Yummy video. If you watch it really closely, you will see all of these things that people talk about in their weird analyses.
Big conversation is set around the Yummy music video that was released in 2020. Justin arrives in a pink hoodie. He finds himself walking through the kitchen to get to this large banquet hall where it looks like some sort of colorful wedding. You know, there's large tables of well-dressed individuals sitting around being posh. They're almost dressed over the top to seem very glamorous. Right when he enters the party, to his right is a young girl wearing a red bodysuit. Netizens have said this feels very significant. Just keep in mind, this red bodysuit is going to come up again, but there is a young girl who appears to be a minor wearing a red sparkly bodysuit playing the violin. Justin sits down at a table, and netizens have pointed out that everyone nearby is much older than him. They appear middle-aged. Everybody's already eating. He gets served this very interesting dish, which people have really dissected. It's a few pieces of bread with a cherry on top, and then another bread propped up against the other slices, so it looks almost like a shield for the cherry. For the first bit, it appears Justin Bieber is to a degree enjoying himself, and netizens state that the whole party atmosphere shifts when the food gets served and it's all this unappetizing food. It's really gross looking food. You know those weird jello cakes with vegetables? Looks like jello mounds with just peas, green peas inside. But everyone at the table is served this disgusting food, and the only thing sitting in front of Justin Bieber now is not the food, it's just a glass of pink liquid. So now people are connecting the drugging that was done at parties, or the alleged drugging that was done at parties, to this music video. Again, I don't know if this is a warranted connection. I'm just telling you, these are what netizens are pointing out. Eventually, in the middle of the music video, women start coming out from under the table, and they're all younger women now, and they're all dressed in elements of white, which people have pointed out. The music video then switches the lighting from the overhead lighting, if you will, to the black light. So it almost feels like the party is starting. And what goes from regular lighting, everybody's wearing these bright colors, black light turns on, and the white becomes sharper, and people think it looks like a white party because everything looked kind of white in black light. Then abruptly, the party is over, and it's just Justin and a few people left to clean up the mess or deal with the after effects, is what some netizens say. He's alone at his table now. There is a red sparkly suit draped over the chair next to him, and that was the outfit the young girl in the beginning had likely been wearing. And it appears that she was a minor, so the connotation, if this is what the creative aspect is. At the end, there is an empty plate. The plate has a picture of younger Justin on there with the word yummy written underneath. A lot of netizens have said, quote, also if you sing it a certain way, it sounds like he's saying young me instead of yummy, and the lyrics make so much more sense.
Seems pretty clear and obvious, actually, that that's what he's referring to. I don't know. You'd have a hard time convincing me that he's not trying to expose something in that video, especially with the food references, because we've learned that the food references are definitely a real thing. And a lot of people say that the plate at the end of the video is representative of Epstein, his island, and what's going on there. Also, it's blue and white, like the blue and white country. Just saying. Plus, all of the allegations of cannibalism in the Epstein files. This video has a whole lot to do with consuming foods, quote unquote. Then we've got this Diplo, Skrillex, Justin Bieber collab for Where Are You Now? And the music video is comprised of Justin Bieber dancing through the video, and tons of fan art was actually submitted. They had a bunch of people create art to put into this video. So they overlaid a lot of this artwork onto Justin Bieber. In between all of this different fan art, there is tons of super concerning and cryptic, telling, interesting little freeze frames. But you really do have to kind of go through it frame by frame. Probably the most interesting frame out of the whole thing, though, was this one right here that says something that you can't really read about Ellen DeGeneres, whom we've already talked about. So I found some analysis videos that'll do it way better than I could, and probably way faster than I could. But check this out.
Check out this Justin Bieber music video, Where Are You Now? I'm going to slow it down to show you frame for frame. Now, it's created by a lot of Justin Bieber's fans, a lot of artwork from fans, but I'd argue that some of them were created by Justin Bieber to strategically slip them in there to send a message. So this one is really disturbing. It's Justin Bieber with pizza wings, a pizza above his head, far upper right corner. You see a face smelling him, and his eyes are appearing kind of like bloodshot and crying with some devil horns. And if you don't know, in the Epstein files, pizza is used to reference children. Kill the poor, love the devil back, $5 to look at it. This one says false god. Here's another devil one with his mouth silenced. This one says put drugs in your butt, and it has like a little sinister face on the side, and he has a necklace with ice cream on it, with a little tag. Ice cream literally means male. Yeah. Here's one that looks like he's giving some. Here's him with his head blown. If you're reading this, then it's already too late. Here's another one with the Illuminati symbol that says, we made it. Hollywood with cavities and death. This one is with the devil saying the greatest trick I've ever did. Bush did 9/11. Here's one, two-way street, safety or fame, with a bunch of dead people, his eyes bleeding, his face being completely silenced. Illuminati once again. Jesus saves. Help, Ronald McDonald is killing our kids. Upside down crosses, more Illuminati. Stop worshiping me.
I already mentioned the music video and performance for the song Lonely, which I think certainly is a big piece of that. Definitely a cryptic sign or symbol, message, something. But then in promotion for his song Yummy, we've got this series of Instagram posts that he makes that, unless it's some sort of cryptic message to the people, it doesn't make any sense otherwise. He posts 13 different random baby photos, and he hashtag comments on each one, yummy. And much like all of his other cryptic posts, it's been removed. I found some screenshots of the pictures he posted. Seriously, so weird. Among those photos, he also posts this pizza that spells out the word yummy. And then he posts this other heat photo image. All you can see is him eating a slice of pizza. The craziest part about this post, for me anyways, was that it was posted at the same time as Cassie Ventura testifying during the Diddy trial. It's clearly a message. It's clearly a symbol. He also started posting tons of pictures of birds, the moon, him playing music, practicing, getting back into music. And this all happened after Diddy was arrested and in jail. And a lot of people think that he was saying, I'm free as a bird now. And this bird you cannot change. And I can get back to making music, and I don't have to be fearful and worry about what's going on because of Diddy anymore. And that, for a lot of people, was a huge telltale sign. Something did happen, and he is fearful of Diddy. Fairly recently, he actually posted this picture that I feel like goes right along with the Epstein file stuff and was posted after the Epstein files were starting to be released. But he posts this picture of a little baby and a shipping container. And it's also next to a young photo of Justin. So, I mean, what do you guys think he's saying with that? Especially because Diddy's house was right across from a bunch of shipping containers in some weird, some weird port. And to top it all off, he captions it, I've got anger issues too, but I want to grow and not react so much. Well, I'd be pretty angry too if some bad stuff happened to me and I was traumatized and people don't believe you, or you can't really come out and tell people because you're scared. I don't know. But bringing things all the way up to today, Justin Bieber last weekend just headlined Coachella for the first time. And a lot of people were underwhelmed with his performance. That is the consensus pretty much across the board. People seem to be underwhelmed with the theatrics, what the performance was, how he just sat down on a laptop and went through his YouTube playlist. It's kind of weird.
Coachella, you guys are crazy. Let's see how far back you know the old JB. Fuck! 9 days. This Wi-Fi's crazy. Alright, here we go.
One less lonely.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's gonna be one less lonely.
But at the same time, I have mad respect for that. First of all, it's a huge middle finger to the industry, which he feels like has been screwing him for a long time. He is taking as much money as he can, 10 mils, and under-delivering as much as he can. And he's also, in my opinion, delivering the most cryptic message that if you're paying attention, you'll see it. He's going back through all of his old videos, focusing heavily on before he got famous and discovered, showing people he's a real person. He's a raw human being. He has a YouTube playlist like everybody else. And he was once a beautiful, happy, healthy, untainted, unjaded kid. And now you can see the stark contrast with the imagery that he gave us up on that stage, which is this hardened, almost, I would say, traumatized version of Justin. It's almost like him mourning his childhood self and remembering the good times, remembering the good memories, but also humanizing himself. He even plays that most recent viral clip of him freaking out at the paparazzi, talking about standing on business.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it?
We're in the sidewalk, Justin.
I don't give a if you're on the sidewalk. I'm a human being. You're standing around my car. At the beach. You know what I'm saying? You don't think I'm a real guy, do you? You're gonna take this video out of context. You're gonna say I'm mad. I don't know who the paying you to provoke me, but I'm not the one.
But probably my favorite thing that he played during that entire set was...
These nuts. Got him! Got him! Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
I also feel like it was a way to celebrate his career because a lot of the people that were at Coachella were people who grew up with Bieber, people who grew up listening to his very first songs and singles that came out. Now he's so far beyond that. There's a huge career in between that it was cool for him to kind of go through it all. Like this is like a glimpse at a snapshot at my entire career in one performance. So I don't know. I thought it was next level and a mad flex and based as hell if you think about it. Though Justin hasn't stayed sober completely, he's had relapses and lapses here and there. There was a period where I thought for sure he was relapsed. And I feel like a lot of other people felt the same way. But as it turns out, he had actually gotten bit by a tick and he has Lyme disease, which I don't really know much about Lyme disease. But apparently it makes it really difficult for you to feel well. You lose a lot of weight, you're low energy. So I could imagine him having a really tough recovery process. It led a lot of people to think that he was using again and going back downhill. Apparently, Justin says that he's happy, healthy, and fine. But there does always seem to be this hidden love for Selena Gomez that people speculate is going to be the end of Justin's marriage. Because there was this live stream that he just posted recently where he was singing this, like, it was a song that was an unreleased song from his most recent album. They're definitely songs written about or for Selena Gomez. One of them is him saying that he's stuck in a relationship that he doesn't want to be in. It basically is just saying that he's with Hailey, but he wishes he could be with Selena.
And I feel my wounds are not the races. Am I cold enough to race inside? And I'm stuck up in a relationship. My relationship is easy. I'm into you. All those things. We keep changing.
So people are saying that divorce might be on the horizon. We're not really sure. But we do know that Justin says he loves Haley and he loves his son more than anything. So I don't know, you guys. For me, it definitely seems like Justin was just saying what he needed to say to keep his career moving forward and minimize the drama. Maybe just avoid the whole thing and leave it in the past. We don't know. I firmly believe that these posts and these things that he's trying to tell us are just that, things he's trying to tell us. Just like Aaron Carter and Michael Jackson and Prince and so many others before them were trying to tell us. It's just he realizes that there is real raw danger in coming out and speaking out. So I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. Drop it in the comments. And if there's anything cool, cryptic, or weird that I missed, drop it in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to drop a post here soon polling the audience as to who to talk about next. Although, if I'm being honest, it's probably going to be Hailey Bieber. Probably. But that's all I got for you guys this week. I appreciate you chilling with me for this long. Please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on my other socials, and yeah, make sure you hit that notification bell too. Because if you don't, you may not get notified when I post every Friday. But I do look forward to doing this again with you guys next week for another one. But until then, I want you guys to sleep safe, stay awake, stay sober, and I'll ask you again, did he do it? Later, sobers. You got that yummy, yummy, yummy.
Let's go.
Justin Bieber has officially entered his unihuman era. A lot of people never achieve this era. That's when you can move about communities with absolutely no problem. You could be black and you could be white and you could be biracial. Justin Bieber look like he's invited to the carne asada, the cookout, the barbecue. Justin Bieber look like he affiliated with the cartel, but he can also get you discounts on tires at a Costco. Justin Bieber look like he get tattoos from the Inca tribe, but he can also give you tattoos. Justin Bieber look like he listen to rap music and rock music. He listen to hip hop music. Justin Bieber look like he'll knock you out, but also walk you through life because he's been there before. Justin Bieber look like he played no games, but game night at his house with Monopoly is litter than anything I can understand. Justin Bieber look like he played with Tonka toys with his children, but he also can tonk you out in a card game for $1 and you better not skip or try to cheat. Justin Bieber look like he said, what you want to do, we can take this outside, but when y'all go outside, he hold your hand and y'all pray together because fighting is never the answer. Justin Bieber look like he'll take your chick, but he'll also take your chick to a place that he secretly set y'all up to meet again because y'all need to be in each other's life because y'all love each other. Justin Bieber don't look like he's ever made songs called Baby, Baby. Justin Bieber look like he got folk in a baby. If you don't know what folk in a baby is, pause this video, Google Urban Dictionary, folk in a baby, come back to this video, laugh a little bit and say, Josh, how are you this on point? Justin Bieber got a lion on his chest. He's a Leo, but that lion also represents a bottle of cologne that you've never seen. It's Versace on his chest. Justin Bieber don't even got a buzz cut. That's an all even. Justin Bieber look like he can get his hair cut by a Caucasian barber, in a black barber, or a biracial barber if he don't want to confuse anybody. Justin Bieber got cheekbones of a Seminole Indian, not the Florida State team. Justin Bieber has achieved a look that a lot of us try to achieve. You know that, hey, I'm finna go hang out with my redneck friends, but my redneck friends are also some black people who just love their privacy in society. So don't even call them black redneck, don't call them white redneck, just call them redneck. And Justin Bieber look like he say, hey, brother, but also say, bro, relax. Justin Bieber look like he stand on business, but the business that he's standing on is the business that he owns because it was inherited from his father. Justin Bieber, you have achieved the highest level of just unihuman. You know how they say unisex, his and hers? You unihuman. U-N-I, human. You one of the few people that has achieved this look. A couple of other people have achieved this look. Like, I don't really know who's really ever achieved this look on the level you have achieved this look, Justin, but you're doing great, you look great, and your music sounds absolutely phenomenal. Can you please tell me who was singing on the song Yukon? Yukon. That couldn't be your voice, dog. Is that SZA?